Pikachu!
Welcome to the Pika Pals Podcast. I'm your host and Pokémon trainer Jed, and I thank you for tuning in. The Pika Pals Podcast is where I am on a mission to rewatch, recap, and laugh my way through every episode of the original Pokémon anime series, going right back to the very beginning. Now today's episode is a little bit different because I promised you guests, and guests I have on today's show. I get to talk to two of my good friends, Chris and Evie. They're actually a married couple, and we chat about their love of Pokemon, and we also chat about the most recent episode that I'm up to in this current watch-along, which by the time you listen to this would be episode 5, Showdown in Pewter City. Now, originally I had planned to have guests on each week for me to recap the show, but with the feedback that I've had from people so far, people really enjoy the format that I've been doing, and I really appreciate that because I didn't really know what I was doing to begin with, and I had no plan. People have said that they enjoy the show as it is, with me recapping the episode, giving my thoughts on the episode, and I thought, well, I want to have guests on the show as well, so I need to have enough time to talk to the guests, I need to have enough time to chat with them about their thoughts on Pokemon, their thoughts on the episode. So I thought I'll do both. I'll have the episodes where I recap the Pokemon anime series, and then I'll have additional episodes where I have guests on, and if those guests have rewatched an episode of Pokemon along with my current rewatch along, then I'll try and tag it in along that sort of timeline. So hopefully that will work. Anyway, as I was saying, today is a special episode where I have guests on the show. You may notice that the audio quality is slightly different, and that's because this is the first time that I was using these particular microphones. When I'm recording this myself, I have my own home setup here with a microphone and my computer, but these were portable microphones that I could plug into my phone and record, on the go. I wasn't very happy with the sound quality, and it started to really bug me, kind of like Misty gets bugged by bug Pokemon. Being a perfectionist, I was like, yeah, I've ruined it, I've made a mistake, this isn't good enough, I'm going to have to scrap it all and start again, and I've wasted Chris and Evie's time, and I was able to find some software that tidied up the audio as best I could, but you will notice a slight difference in quality, so just bear with me, because that's as kind of as good as I can do at the moment, if I'm honest, until I can maybe see if I can get some different microphones, but it's still listenable, it's not too bad. It's not like I'm interviewing Magnemite for 2 hours. Magnemite. And you will hear that there's quite a few occasions where me, Chris, and Evie were laughing so much that I actually peaked the levels on the microphones, so I've had to try and edit that as best I can. And speaking of editing, I had to try and edit the episode together as best I could, because there were some parts of the audio that I wasn't able to fix. So it's not Pika perfect, but it's just what it is, I suppose. Yeah, I've made it sound really good now. I bet you all really want to listen to it. But no, trust me, if it comes across as much fun as we had recording it, I definitely had a blast recording with Chris and Evie, and we were laughing all night. So let's get to today's episode. Turn that hat backwards, guys, grab your Pokeballs, and get ready for the Pika Pals Podcast. Okay, guys, I promised you guests, and I have two of my very good friends with me in the Pika Pals studio, which is a portable studio today because we're on the move. And they are Chris.
Hello.
And his lovely wife, Evie.
Yay, hiya.
Thanks for joining me, guys.
It's all good.
You're my first guest, so
That's quite exciting.
You're setting the bar.
Very low. It's gonna be low.
Yeah, I do apologise for my wife, but for me it's very high. So
it's gonna. In that case, then it'll be
in the middle.
work out somewhere.
It'll average out.
Yeah. So to begin with, introduce you guys to the listeners, and first question I want to ask each. I'm going to start with you, Evie. I'm just going to start. So, who's your favourite Pokemon?
Espeon.
Oh, okay.
Straight up.
Any
Straight up.
reason or just...
Well, no. I just like the evolutions. Being Eevee, it kind of flows. And Espeon's my favourite. Plus, she's cute, so I'd say it's a she.
Yeah, that's the thing with Pokemon, isn't it? Like, you never quite know if they're male or
well,
female.
technically there are both within the world.
Yeah,
So
there would be both, wouldn't there? But you'd be like, sometimes you'd like instantly associate a Pokemon with being a certain gender, just
like a Jinx, you're gonna imagine that's a woman.
Or
That's a man.
Or Mr. Mime, I think of as a woman.
Yeah, me too.
He's a right joker, isn't he?
Yeah, Mr. Mime.
Although
Maybe.
could he? I don't know if he could be called that anymore. Just be called Mime.
Mime. Mr. and Mrs. Mime.
So this has gone off the rails already. But Chris,
Yes.
over to you. Oh my god. Chris, over to you.
Yes.
Who's your favourite Pokemon?
My favourite Pokemon is Greninja.
And I know why that is.
Yeah.
But do you want to tell anyone else why that?
As a person, I very much love frogs anyway. So obviously Greninja is a frog. So that always helps. But also within I want to say it was he was basically very, very meta within like the actual real like the general games. Like the console games. I think it was Sword and Shield, and he had this ability called Protein, basically, where when he used an ability, that ability that he was using, he would turn to that typing. So say he used a dark move, he would turn into a dark type.
Oh, that's
and
pretty
then he
unique,
uses
actually.
a water type.
Yeah.
So he was really strong within that. So that's also one of the reasons that I really like him.
That's pretty cool. Is he on the that Pokemon trading card game Pocket app that you got me into?
He is.
I'm like, thanks a lot, Chris.
Yeah,
I'm on it all the time. But, like, is he on there? Have you got
He
him?
is. Yeah.
Have you
So
got him?
I've got. So he's in the first lot of the cards. So that they're called like General Apex. I think the first set is called. But he's also a promo on there as well.
Because I think to myself when playing that, I'm like, I wonder if you like do it slowly or you do it like in a slightly different way, it might give you a better chance of getting a more rare.
What you do
Pokemon
is you
version.
manifest it.
I think it's
really bad.
I think it's like preset.
Yeah.
So your favourite Pokemons were Jinx.
Yeah, Jinx.
Jinx and Mr. Mime.
Jinx and the Frog. Okay, cool. Jinx and the Frog. So just going to go into having guests on the show might be slightly more of a loose format than what I've done so far because we can kind of chat and don't necessarily need to go through piece for piece. You guys have probably watched this episode more recently than me.
We watched it, 2 days ago?
Episode 5 of the anime, and it's called Showdown in Pewter City.
May I just add on this one?
Yeah.
On your previous podcast, or podcast before, sorry, the question was, is Ash lucky or is Ash skilled?
Oh, yeah.
In this one, he was definitely lucky. 100% lucky with the... Yeah, I won't ruin it.
And I think in quite a lot of the early days of the Pokemon series, Ash is quite lucky, really, isn't he?
But he does get
That's
very
what I was saying to Chris. I said it's straight
He's
up
just-
luck.
yeah.
Like, this kid has no clue.
Like the times when he's just like thrown a Pokeball at a Pokemon and caught it, that never happens.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, and I don't even know actually for you being younger if it was still on TV by that time. It's like, did you? Because I remember first seeing Pokemon on SMTV Live.
No,
But
I don't think
where would it have been shown for you? Was it like put in syndication on Cartoon Network or something? Or
I don't think I really watched the cartoons. I just played the games.
just played the games?
Like from just get-go, I played the games and...
I think for me, it was more like I started watching Pokemon when I was older, as in like
Yeah.
watched
sort of
it
in my
back.
teens
Yeah.
and like was watching it on things like Netflix or like online or whatever, because I liked Pokemon at that point. Whereas as a kid, I remember vaguely seeing Pokemon related stuff, and with like my brother being 5 years older, I remember him having Pokemon related stuff, but I don't think I ever really watched it when I was a kid.
No, and as I've been watching back some of these episodes myself, like it's hard to kind of place where Pokemon was actually shown on on TV in the UK. It doesn't seem like I ever had like a full continuous run. It's been on like this channel and then on that channel, and then it's like
Just a few
yeah, just
snippets
kind of
here and there, but
find it,
never
innit?
like fully.
I used to
No.
watch it before going to school, stuff like that, on like whatever that was. But
Yeah, sometimes it'd be on what's that program in the morning? GMTV Live,
Yeah.
whatever, and then like the
Yeah.
guy, Mr. Motivator, would come on like shaking and
God.
you'd be like,
Yeah.
"Yo, Pokemon's on next."
yeah,
So, so I forgot what I was going to say. But when you listen back to this episode, it'll be perfect. You'll be like, "God, that's so."
I'm like, wow, that did not happen like that. What the hell?
Showdown in Pewter City. This is where Ash is really beginning on his journey as Pokemon trainer, because he's setting off to get his first gym badge. But this is also the first time in the show where we kind of get introduced to why Pokemon trainers have to get gym badges as well.
Yeah.
So if I remember rightly, and as I will recap, you guys will have seen this episode more recently than me, is when Ash arrives in Pewter City and he meets a character named Flint.
Flint. That's it. Yeah,
Yeah, and I mean, for those who've obviously Pokemon and you've watched Pokemon, it's kind of like, that looks like Brock.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's just like Brock in a hat.
A little bit older.
Yeah.
Just like an old Brock in a hat. But he's kind of like a wise elder character.
But he's given a bit sketch.
Yeah, he does. Yeah,
He gives that sketch vibes. You're
Mm.
like, I don't trust you. Why are you talking to these random kids?
yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
What is it that he's doing? Is he making like
He's making like rock
ornaments or
figures,
something?
like ornaments
Yeah.
or something,
of
isn't
Dwayne
he?
The Rock Johnson.
Yeah.
Because Ash and Misty are like stood on them, aren't they?
Yeah.
And then he like calls her out.
Get
for
off my
it.
rock, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Basically.
something like that.
That's like him being on the show.
Oh my
That's gonna be
god.
voiceover from, just so you know. Surprise.
Get out my rock, bro. And this is, I mean, quite soon in the episode, I think that this whole episode itself is kind of centered around Ash going to Battle Brock, because does he go there more than what does he?
He goes there once,
more than once,
loses,
doesn't he?
doesn't he? And then he trains his Pikachu on like they put the sticky things on his little electric pads, and they
Charge him.
charge him up.
Because that is the official name,
That's
electric
what they're
pads.
called, electric
Yeah.
pads. And they charge him up, and then he's like, "I'm a super strong
Yeah.
Pikachu."
And at
He
this
goes all
point, like
hench.
you wouldn't necessarily. I'm just getting so distracted that I think I've just seen a wooden spoon with
Pedro Pascal, yeah. Iconic.
a wooden spoon with Pedro Pascal. Let's segue real quick. 'Cause,
Yeah.
who would Pedro Pascal be if he was a Pokemon?
Ooh.
What do I say? What do you say? Like a Diglett, one of you, Chris? What do I say?
Diglett, no. I'm feeling like
Muck.
no.
Machamp.
McDaddy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You're gonna be
Yeah.
fair. Like,
Yeah,
it's-
I'm gonna be fair to him. Yeah. Machamp.
yeah.
What's that like? There's that like emo skunk Pokemon, isn't there? It's like got like a quiff and everything, doesn't it? Oh, what's so cool?
But yeah, because Pedro Pascal's really emo.
No, he's
He's
not.
known for his emo roots.
No, but he's like,
If anyone knows the name of the emo skunk Pokemon, please let us know. You can let me know at Eatomania, or just like put a comment on the Spotify episode. Do you know who he's referring to?
is it like skunk tank or
clue,
is it skunk
no.
tank or something? Oh,
You'll find. You'll know after, and then you can.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You can make your own comment. Welcome back to Pika Pals Podcast with your host, Jed.
I'm going to use that.
Yes.
At the start.
Yes.
At the start of every episode.
No, you need to the segue that you have. You need to put that. Welcome back.
Okay, so yeah, final answers. Pedro Pascal was what did you say was a Mankey or something?
No,
I
Lucario.
said Machamp, but I want to change it to Lucario.
Okay, yeah. And we were just having a quick brainwave between us, Chris, and you think you got the name right, didn't you? About
Skuntank, yeah.
Yeah. So and that was your choice for him.
Yeah, I don't really know why. I can't really explain it, but
It's just
Going back to his emo roots.
yeah, that vibe. This is one of the episodes where Ash comes across another iteration of a Nurse Joy, but they're always like, "I'm not the Nurse Joy from there. I'm the Nurse Joy from somewhere else," which I always think is a bit strange. And like, why are they all called Nurse Joy? Why
is there so many of them?
why are they all the same as well?
Why are they all called Officer Jenny or whatever?
Yeah.
But yeah. So he comes across another Nurse Joy. Like you said, he does go to attempt to fight Brock once. In Brock, like just like brooding in the dark. When he first goes in, turns the lights on.
Yeah, but I think that Onyx has some kind of kink, doesn't he? Like choking kink or something.
Can't say that. Great heavens.
Sorry, yeah, carry on.
Ash goes in, but like you guys said, he loses pretty quick, unfortunately. Brock kind of slates him for being
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty obvious he's going to lose with a Pikachu against a rock type that...
weak. Yeah.
It's not effective, though. It's like in the main games, is if you're using an electric type move against a rock type, it was like non-effective, like it won't do any damage.
It just wouldn't do anything.
It just wouldn't do any damage.
Yeah, because and as we'll get to later in the episode, and as we've talked about in the past with Ash's luck, maybe more so than skill, kind of is a bit of a cheeky way that he ends up beating him, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He goes to get his pads charged up. Is that what we get?
Chris
referred to it as electric pads.
Little electric pads charged up.
Electric
This
pads
is little
charged
cheeks,
up.
Because Flint helps him, doesn't he?
Yeah.
That's right, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
Flint helps him, and he's like, "Oh, yeah, I'll charge you up."
Yeah, but
And
is
they just
that
pick you up.
kind of like cheating?
Well, technically, you could. Again, going back to the main games, you can use like the X attack, X boost, like defense and stuff, which is technically, in quotation marks, drugs for Pokemon that increase their stats for the battle. So that's probably more so
Yeah, maybe
worse off than
like
charging them up with some electricity.
a homemade remedy.
Yeah.
Like, what does he plug him into? Like a TV or something, or does he plug him into like one of those running?
It was the wheel when Ash was pushing on the wheel.
Yeah.
It was like Ash was like holding on
Like a hamster wheel.
like the hamster wheel, but Ash was doing the hamster a bit. It was going into Pikachu, and then it all blew up in the end, didn't it?
It's too much power.
Too
much
powerful.
power.
Overloaded.
It's just too much power overall. So I do have a segment I wanted to talk about when I did have guests on the show, and that was if they can recap, and you can do it between the two of you. It's like you do like a word each.
Oh god.
Not a word each, because that'd take like forever.
But there's really bad icebreakers that you have at work, and you have to go around doing a one-word story.
Is Team Rocket. What did they get up to in this episode? Do you remember?
They are digging a hole, aren't they?
Yeah,
That's this episode, isn't it? Not the next.
Yeah. They were digging a hole and
Digging a
then
hole.
they forgot where the hole was.
So they're digging a trap for Pikachu, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then they dig a hole, and then they fill it over, but then they forget where they put it,
And then they
fall in it. And then when Ash, Brock, and Misty are running, they run on top of their heads, don't they?
Yeah, at the end of the episode.
In the episode.
They trample them.
Yeah, that's
good.
That's kind of classic Team Rocket. Sometimes they write themselves out of the episodes really early.
Yeah.
and sometimes they're around for quite a long time. But
I got beef with Team Rocket.
oh, okay.
I am a hater.
You're a hater,
Oh.
aren't you?
Yeah, big hater.
J-
Mad hater.
Because you're fed up of their repeated shenanigans.
Yeah, it's just they annoy me. And then Chris was trying to explain the lore of like why Meowth sounds like a Boston sort of like man, but we didn't get to the bottom of that, so we're still
But there is an episode to come up, and I will be covering it.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the pod. It's called episode, Meowth sounds like a Boston man.
Yeah, he does. And I can't get on board with it. I can't explain it, but no, it's just the beef that I've got with Team Rocket.
Yeah, but they don't. So they don't really have much influence on Ash and Pikachu in this episode.
No,
because
exactly.
they end up falling down a big hole and then getting their
Basically
heads
running
trampled
himself
on.
off. Yeah.
Yeah.
For the whole episode.
So quickly getting back to the episode and wrapping up with Ash going attempt number 2 against Brock.
Mhm.
I mean, is it usually a gym leader would turn around and be like, "Go on, then you can have another shot." Because
Yeah.
Do you want to know game wise?
yeah,
You can battle them as much as you want.
you go against them. as
You can
many
go
times as
against
you
them.
want.
So you can actually use the gyms because their Pokemon are generally high level. You can actually use them repetitively to train your Pokemon up to then keep going against them. So
you could just keep going back, even if you've defeated them already. You could go back to it. Or
not
it's
if you
like-
defeat them already.
Oh,
Only
okay,
if you
but
lose
it's,
against them.
if you were so felt like it, like started off on the Pokemon game, you've got like Caterpie and Pidgey or whatever,
Mm.
but you could just go straight to the gym.
Yep.
If you wanted.
Well, you got the bits you have to do beforehand. So you have to like,
Oh, sometimes.
depending on the game, you have to then go, go to Professor Oak and he'll be like, "I'll show you how to catch a Pokemon," and they would like chuck a ball
Yeah, sometimes like a.
Poochiana or something. And it's like, oh, look at what I thought.
And it always used to be really annoying. You'd get like halfway up the map, and then they'd be like, "Oh, Professor Oak needs this."
Yeah, you have to run back.
Yeah.
And then just like make you walk all the way
Yeah.
back to the beginning.
For no reason.
Yeah.
So Ash gets a second attempt at Brock and his rock type Pokemon. Who does Brock use again? He uses Onyx.
So
Geodude.
first of all, he uses Onyx, doesn't he?
Well, in
and
the
then
first battle.
second time he uses Geodude first,
And then
and then Onyx, wasn't it?
And the second time around, he pretty much, to be fair, is going to beat Ash again, isn't he?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And then Ash's dumb luck
yeah.
strikes again.
And Pikachu's Thundershock explosion sets off the
Water sprinklers.
water sprinklers. And
Yeah.
they kind of that would be it's water that would be what
Super effective.
super effective
yeah.
against a rock type. So that's what beats him. I don't know if it seems as well, because then Brock goes on to leave his post as the gym leader. It's one of those things where maybe like Brock was almost wanting to be put out of his misery, wasn't he? He kind of wanted to leave.
Yeah.
It's like Brock's situation as well. Brock will become like the third main human character, I suppose.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alongside old Misty and Ash. Luckily, Ash didn't destroy his bike. How do you guys feel about the bike and with Misty? Because Misty's bike kind of got wrecked.
Justice for Misty. I'm on her side. I get it. I'd be fuming.
Yeah.
Be absolutely fuming.
Yeah.
Well, I broke Evie's bike, and that's why we're married.
Oh.
So she's still waiting for me to
until
pay
she
that
gets
back.
until
Yeah. And then once I get that bike back, divorce.
Understand.
Straight up.
Understand.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing is I'm just not buying her a bike.
Oh, right, okay, fair enough. That's like that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
That makes sense. And also, just to go into Brock's character as well, the Brock that we see running the gym, or that version of Brock, I think he's kind of putting a bit of a front on, because that Brock, to me, always came across like he was a lot more tough or hardened than what Brock actually is.
Yeah.
Brock's actually probably one of the more caring characters in the whole show.
Yeah.
And then you see like the little snippet, don't you, when he's looking after his like brothers and sisters, and he's like sewing up their trousers and all of that, and it's like, oh, he cares. It's cute.
It's like doing a spaghetti hoops or whatever.
Yeah.
And the reason why he had to do that is because, going back to the chappie we met at the beginning of the episode, Flint.
Yeah. Big oof here, isn't it?
He left the family, left them all behind.
Yeah. So the weird thing was, Flint helped Ash charge up Pikachu to then help him win the gym, but then he's technically helping some random kid beat his own kid.
From afar, without letting his kid know that he's even back on the scene.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a bit
Strange way to do things. Big reveal that probably didn't really shock anyone. Flint taking off his beard and his hat, and then you were like, "Oh,
Oh my god!
Do you know what?
never knew.
I actually didn't know. I'm not even like
You're
thinking.
serious?
I generally had no idea.
Oh, what like?
I thought it was just a dodge like guy. that
oh,
was
just a
helping
dodgy
out.
guy."
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Generally didn't know.
Sketch vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always do this. I'm like chatting about something, and I forget about something. What is the first badge that Ash wins?
The rock badge in it is like
Yeah,
it's like silver, It's like
Boulder badge.
Boulder badge.
I love the way you're like trying to draw out your finger,
It's
like
like
everybody
this.
can
Yeah,
see
like-
what you're doing.
If you could describe what you're doing with your finger.
Yeah, it's like a hexagon.
But you're drawing a circle.
Yeah, it's done.
That's a smooth hexagon.
Yeah.
You can sand it down.
Yeah, if you're just listening, which you are, if you just imagine a smooth hexagon that's grey, like grey,
Like a silvery grey.
silvery grey,
Yeah.
about the size of like a bottle cap.
Mm-hmm.
That's the Boulder badge.
Yeah.
Yeah. What if you had to ASMR the Boulder badge, Evie? How would that be described?
If you could just imagine a smooth hexagon, which is a sort of stony grey colour, that would be the Boulder badge.
Okay, and so I just need to go and change my Pika pants.
You got any of those Machamp pants on hand? I might do one then.
my Machamp pants are going strong. We'll be back with Evie and Chris. You okay? You having a good time?
Yeah, I'm having a good
Pika
time.
having the best time.
Oh, Pikachu. We'll be right back after a quick message from our sponsors. Pokemon sponsors. The Pika Pals podcast proudly got some pretty impressive sponsors, Chris. If you've listened to the previous
I
episode,
have, yeah.
Some of those sponsors they're one of one.
Impressive.
Mm.
Yeah.
Iconic.
Iconic. Well, the sponsors I've got today have sent me through their ad reads, and there's 2 sponsors and there's 2 guests, so I think it's only right that you.
Okay. Yeah.
Advertise
I am
sponsors.
so keen.
So the first sponsor here that I'd like you to advertise for me, please, Evie, is this one, and today's sponsor is Jinx's lipstick subscription.
Ooh, okay. Well, the temptation to do ASMR again is strong. Oh my god, that's so long. Oh god, the stress. Right, okay.
Yeah, but
okay.
if you just don't look at that right now and just read the.
Yeah, I don't know why I was like. Oh, right. Let me just quickly read it over.
You have to edit so much out.
It's actually going to be like a 10 minutes long podcast today. Sorry, lads. We can't get anything good.
I'm just reading it before I go into it. Right, okay. Cool. Hey there, gorgeous. Jinx
Hi.
is here. And she's thrilled to announce. Oh, see?
That's
Already?
all right, it's okay,
Oh,
it's a good
the
amount.
stress. The stress. Oh my god. Wait, can Chris do his advertisement first?
Yeah. This is one of the sponsors that's kindly sponsored the Pika Pals podcast this week.
Bellsprouts Letterbox Flowers subscription. Right. Introducing Bellsprout Blossoms, the Letterbox monthly flower subscription service that delivers fresh, beautiful blooms straight to your doorstep. Say goodbye to wilted grocery store flowers and say hello to vibrant, hand-picked bouquets from our own. I'm going to start
Right,
again.
you can carry on because I can edit.
Okay. From our very own Bellsprout garden, each month you'll receive a carefully curated selection of seasonal flowers that are sure to brighten up any room in your home. Our subscription service is hassle-free. Just sign up and we'll take care of the rest. Your flowers will be lovingly packaged in a sleek, eco-friendly box that fits right into your letterbox, ensuring your blooms stay fresh and protected until you're ready to display them. It's going to be such a big edit, isn't it?
That's fine. It's fine. That's thanks to Bellsprout's flower subscription box.
Hold on, there's more. Bellsprout Blooms is perfect for flowers enthusiasts, busy professionals, or anyone who wants to bring a little extra beauty into their life. So why wait? Subscribe today and start enjoying fresh, gorgeous, just like my wife, flowers from the comfort of your own home.
Thank you. Thank you,
Wow.
Chris. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Bellsprout, and your flower subscription box.
Good old Bellsprout.
Right, let's give Jinxie Jinx another go. Hey.
Why do we do this?
So the other sponsor that's kindly sponsored the Pika Pals podcast this week is Jinx. She set up a new lipstick monthly subscription box. Sounds like something I think would be pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would-
Big fan. Big
I'd
fan.
use.
Hey there, gorgeous.
Hello.
Jinx is here. Can you stop? Oh, right. Enough.
Pika!
Hey there, gorgeous. Oh, one last time. Please don't.
Why?
Annoying.
Okay.
Pika!
Hey there, gorgeous. Jinx is here, and she's thrilled to introduce you to my new line of lipsticks with her monthly lipstick subscription box. Whether you're looking for a bold, daring shade of black or a more subtle, everyday purple, Jinx's lipsticks have got you covered. With long-lasting, transfer-proof formulas and a variety of shades to choose from, you'll be able to pucker up with confidence. And for Pika Pals Podcast listeners, Jinx is offering a special discount. Use the code KISSKISS to get 2% off your first purchase of Jinx's lipsticks. So what are you waiting for? Pucker up and give Jinx's lipsticks a try today.
Thank you very
Fair
much.
play.
Thank you to Jinx's monthly lipstick subscription box service. And that's the sponsors of this week's show. Thank you very much. Brock's dad is back on the scene. He's willing to take back responsibility for the kids.
And so he should.
And so he should. Ash and Misty have got a new member of the gang because Brock has decided to join them.
Mm-hmm.
And they continue on their adventure. Meanwhile, Misty not letting Ash forget about
Her bike.
Yeah,
Her
she's
bike.
salty.
She's
She is
not going to
human.
forget about that. Ash's Pikachu learnt Thunderbolt in this episode.
Did he?
For the
So he didn't know
first
that
time.
beforehand?
He wouldn't have known that beforehand, or at least the first time that was shown
Seen it,
him
yeah.
for him to be using it.
Did he not use Thunderbolt against the Pidgeys?
He might.
See, this is the problem with having Chris on here. Like, Chris knows too much.
He might.
It might not have been
No,
Thunderbolt.
he might do. He might do. I think he does. So,
Oh, well done. You've
But the
just written
spirit,
Jed's
it's the spirit,
facts.
not the Pidgeys, it's the spirit.
yeah, but he does though, because surely that's he uses the same move, doesn't he?
I think so.
Yeah. Hold on, another fact here. Ash doesn't teach Pikachu Thunderbolt because he'd already learned it against the Spearows. So
Yeah.
in case anyone was thinking
Yeah.
for any reason that he might have
Yeah.
learned it,
Yeah.
it just specifies here that Ash doesn't need to teach him it because he already
Mhm.
knows it. So,
There you go.
That's
but
it.
it's good that it specifies that.
Yeah, absolutely.
100%.
Yeah, some people might be confused, but that's what we're here on the Pika Pals podcast for, to clear up any of that confusion. The debuting Pokemon that we saw on this episode, do you know they were? Some of them.
Geodude,
Yeah,
Onyx.
yeah, that was it. That was the two new ones that we saw for the first time.
Smashed
Geodude
that,
and
didn't we?
Onyx. Smashed it.
Both
What is on? What is
really ugly Pokemon
Onyx?
in terms of just aesthetic wise.
What, Onyx?
Both of them. And Geodude.
I quite like him.
What even is Onyx?
It's like a rock snake. Not rock snake.
It's literally just a rock snake, isn't it?
Yeah. And what's Geodude supposed to be? Just a
A
rock.
rock with
Rock
arms.
with Yeah.
With arms.
You got to think it's the first 151 Pokemon, isn't it? So it's not, the creativity isn't quite there. I mean, if you think
I
about
mean, that is
Blastoise,
quite
if you
creative.
think Blastoise is literally just a turtle with cannons on his back.
Well,
That's enough. That's enough.
but I mean, when do you see that out in the open? Never. So that's quite creative.
Yeah.
I've never seen a rock with
Actually, would
arms.
Blastoise be a tortoise or a turtle?
I
Tortoise,
wonder,
isn't it?
yeah, because Squirtle is obviously called Squirtle, but it's like Squirtle is similar to the word turtle, but then Blastoise is similar to the word tortoise. So, and Wartortle.
That's
is
what I was
also-
about to
so it's like,
say.
It's
how
basically
can it goes from like a
turtle.
turtle to a tortoise?
Well, I guess turtles are smaller, aren't they? And
When
technically,
it's-
like, they're getting
mm.
bigger then. So it's like, oh, we've just changed breeds completely.
Yeah, I suppose that rock type Pokemon. Onyx doesn't have an evolved form in the original series.
Original, no.
No, he's just a
Onyx.
Rock snake.
Just a rock snake, yeah. But Geodude,
Yes, he
Yeah.
has two.
he does. he has 2 Voltor. Tell us about you tell us about Chris. Tell us about.
So you got Graveler
Yeah.
and you got Golem or Golem.
In the show itself, does Brock evolve his?
I don't actually know.
I can't remember. We'll find out, I suppose.
Yeah.
Find out. Stay tuned to Pika Pals Podcast. That's what people
We
will be.
might find that
That's
out.
what people will be tuning in for.
Yeah.
Is Geodude going to evolve this season? Who knows?
Who knows? I can't wait to find out.
Mm.
Some human characters that we meet. Brock's siblings, who they all kind of look like Brock, don't they?
They all look the same.
Yeah.
They've-
Did you notice as well? They all look the same age.
Yeah, they do. Look
Yeah, what happened there?
I can't remember how many there are, but is
No.
it like octuplets or something?
Yeah, very
like
long.
And also, how come Brock's so much older?
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
Brock's like so much older than the rest, and then there's just like a bunch of octuplets. Like,
so how absent was Flynn? Like, did they have Brock and then he was like, right, peace out. I'm off to be a Pokemon trainer, do what I want to do. And then he comes back and he's like, psych, I'm back to being in your life.
yeah,
They have the octuplets, sextuplets, quintuplets, however many there are of them.
rocktuplets.
Rocktuplets. And then he's like, nah, peace out, I'm going to play with some
Or does he
rock.
have all of them and then he goes, see ya? And then.
Yeah, but the age difference between
Like, why is there so
Brock
many
and
there?
his siblings.
Mm.
That's crazy. Unless they've got that Benjamin Button.
Oh, they're grown backwards.
Then again, if you think about it, Ash is only 10, and Brock's probably the same age as Ash.
So, side note on that, why are a bunch of 10-year-olds just allowed to go exploring wherever they want? Safeguarding issues.
Yeah, and I thought that in when because they're always camping out overnight and stuff, and just
Mm.
like
Yeah.
I mean, they're pretty brave kids, aren't they?
Yeah.
But no
And
one seems like in terms of parental responsibility, no one seems to be too worried, do they?
Well, no. And then they stumble across a weird man who charges up Pikachu's pads. That's a safeguarding issue.
There maybe should have been some. There should probably be some like, don't talk to strangers.
Stranger danger.
Stranger danger, because I would
Yeah.
consider Flint to be stranger danger.
Oh, yeah. Sketch vibes.
Yeah. Closing thoughts on the episode that you guys watched for me, and that was episode 5, Showdown in Pewter City. Ash met Brock, got his first badge. What did you think watching it back? When was that the first time you watched it back in like a long time?
A very long time,
Yeah.
like, since basically a child.
Yeah.
So it was good. Yeah, it was good. Wasn't my favorite episode, but it was good.
It's not a massively memorable episode overall, but it does have some important parts of it in terms of him winning his first badge.
Yeah.
And bits like that.
And having that introduction to Brock.
Yeah.
And getting to know a bit of his backstory, who he is as a person. Just want to touch on my really exciting revelation while I was watching it back. The revelation of it being Pewter City, which is obviously rock. And then Brock is rock. His Pokemon are rock type. Flint is another kind of rock. I mean, honestly, hats off to the creators of Pokemon because, wow, we love a theme.
Yeah, and that in that case, I just have a look if I can pull it out on where I'm to. But I think that like his brothers and sisters, and we were just chatting about like this a little bit in the break. So sorry guys, but the what do you reckon they're all called then? Like Pebble, Slab,
Slate.
Slate.
Flintstone.
We've got Flint.
Flintstone Junior.
Flint and Flintstone.
There's Baby
Cobblestone.
Brock, so BB for sure. Flint Jr., FJ.
Sment.
Hamstone.
Come here, Sment. Yeah, you don't really get the name Flintstone anymore, do you?
No.
No,
the
bring
nickname.
it back.
Bring it back. That's what I say. Bring back that surname. Yeah. So thanks for watching that episode with me. Episode 5. Do you want to do some Pokemon jokes?
Yes.
Yes.
Sign me up.
All right.
Pika!
Okay, it's time for everyone's favourite segment, Pokemon jokes, that I've dubbed Jokemon. That's a clever one.
I
Very
love
clever.
that. Jokemon.
Jokemon.
Spot on.
Spot on. Got some guests with me today, so they're going to help me with the jokes. Evie, over to you.
Are you a Hitmonlee? Because your body is kicking. Let me be your ruler. I could be your Nido Queen.
Chris is actually impressed with
I'm
these.
impressed.
Honestly.
Is that a Bellsprout in your pants, or are you just happy to see me?
Why would someone have a Bellsprout in their pants?
Well, you
You are a
I guess
Bellsprout.
I am an entire Bellsprout. Yeah.
Can I call you Cinderella? I'm here to be your Prince Charmander.
God, jeez. Do you know what would look good on me? You.
It would actually.
What does Ash say when he wants to date someone? I choose you.
Oh.
So that was the Pokemon jokes, everyone. That was Jokemon. Thanks for Jokemon. Okay, that was some Pokemon jokes. I don't know if any of our careers in Pokemon stand up. But, yeah, neither of us have.
I hate standing up, so.
Speak for yourself. I felt like I could make it.
Yeah, that's true. And
Just selling Jokemon.
some of your Pokemon pickup lines, your Pika up lines. Oh,
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, electric if you know what I mean.
But you were
I was feeling a little bit like. Yeah.
getting a bit Netpod. Like,
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
Pardon?
Yeah. I did use something.
Okay, so this is a game that I want to play with guests on the show. I haven't been able to play it yet because I haven't had anyone on the show, and I could just play with my Pokeballs at home, but
Where's the fun in that?
where's the fun in that? So, essentially, what I have here is 3 Pokeballs. And you're not be able to see this at home, but I will post a picture of it.
Yeah.
And that's because at the beginning of Pokemon, Ash has a choice of 3. Sorry, okay.
That's my bedtime.
That's because at the beginning of Pokemon, Ash has a choice of 3 Pokemon that he can choose from, and so there's 3 Pokemon here that you guys can choose from. You're each going to go one at a time, so it's not necessarily it doesn't really matter which order you go in. Decide amongst yourselves.
Chris can go first.
Okay. And inside, if you get Squirtle, I'm going to challenge you with a Pokemon trivia question.
Okay.
But you're probably going to be pretty good at that.
Oh, Chris is going to win that straight away.
If you get Charmander, you have to do an impression of a Pokemon
Okay.
that we're going to randomly select.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And if you get Bulbasaur, got a drawing pad here and a pen, you have to do your best artist rendition of
Love
a
that.
Pokemon
Okay.
of our choice.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay.
Right, so I'm normally a Charmander boy, and I'm pretty sure in the games he's on the right hand side, but that might not be true. So I'm gonna go for the right hand side on my right, so that one there.
this one, so they don't necessarily just got to pull,
No, I know.
just
Yeah,
pull the
yeah.
lid
I'm
up.
normally
Pull the lid up.
a
Just pull the-
Charmander
just pull
boy.
the lid up.
Just pull the lid up, Chris.
Charmander.
As if I knew.
I mean, first of all, the viewers, the listeners, they're not viewers, the listeners, they can't see that.
No, but
That
That is amazing.
is something, isn't
that
it?
is good. See, once I've got to the stage where, like, God, again, like, in complete transparency to anyone listening, and that, like, this wasn't actually supposed to be a thing. Like, I wasn't supposed to go past episode 1. I just did
Yeah.
it as, like, my own little mental health project, like,
Yeah.
1, and then people liked it, and then now I'm on, like, episode 5, and people like
Yeah.
the show. So we'll get it on, like, Twitch and YouTube at some point, and we can play this multiple times. But, like, when people actually see, like, the props that are
Did you
going
put
on right
Did
now,
you put these in order as in like they are in the games?
yeah.
That was a total accident. That was a
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go for the
I
right
can't
side
wait.
because that's gonna be Charmander. I opened it, it's actually Charmander. I'm like, oh, I'm actually impressed.
See, I knew it was going to be Charmander.
Right, so what do I need to do again? Is Charmander an impression?
No, it doesn't have to be Charmander. Eevee as the second guest on the show. You can choose a Pokemon.
I'm going to go with, you need to do us an impression of Weeping Bell.
Okay, so just quickly, this is what Weeping Bell actually sounds like.
Bell. Bell. Bell.
And now let's see how Chris got on with his Pick a Pokeball challenge. Weeping Bell. And now, in the edit, this will all come together seamlessly in the edit, and this part will be part of the recording, but I'll do your impression and I'll put in Weeping Bell
How Weeping Bell sounds.
Am I able to listen to what Weeping Bell sounds like?
Wow, that's big, yeah. How would you make Weeping Bell
Weeping
sound?
Bell.
If you were called into the recording booth and they were like, oh, this is the character we'd like you to do, Weeping Bell.
How does Bellsprout go?
Bell sounds like, oh, wow. And then
So how does Weeping Bell go?
Weeping Bell goes, because he's weeping.
That's a lie. Is that actually true?
No, it's not. No. Weeping Bell.
It's not. It doesn't have to be spot on, but it's just
Yeah,
it's just your
quite
rendition of
picture
it.
what he sounds like. Weeping Bell. I think Bellsprout's like, oh, wow. And I think Weeping Bell's probably like, Weeping Bell.
Thanks.
Weeping Bell.
We're good for that. We're good for that.
Yeah.
If anyone from Pokemon Company is listening and they need a new voice actor for Weeping Bell,
I'm available.
get in touch.
Simply
Hit-
is
hit-
available.
Hit us with it one more time.
Weeping Bell.
Thank you. All right. Same again for you, Eevee, but we've only got 2 balls left.
Oh,
So
what lovely
which one would you
Pokeballs you
which
have.
one would you like to choose?
Oh, I'm going to go for that one. Oh, what a surprise.
Oh, that's good.
How do I...
Just pull it. Just pull the lid.
Oh my
Press
gosh.
the little.
It just
What?
I'm having some ball difficulties here on the podcast.
Oh my god, they are stiff
Let me-
balls.
let me-
Oh, I did
Oh.
it. There we go.
And you got
Wow.
Bulbasaur. So the Bulbasaur challenge was that you have to draw a picture of Bulbasaur.
Yeah.
Because one of my
Oh,
favorites.
is it? Oh, Bulbasaur.
Sorry. Edit. So you have to draw a picture of a Pokemon,
Okay.
and because you chose for Chris, I'll let Chris choose for you from a choice here. See, one of my favourite things about Pokemon is the art style and
Yes.
and also the artwork on the Pokemon cards.
And I will 100% replicate that.
Do a Poliwag.
Do you remember what Poliwag looks like?
Yeah. I
Okay.
think so.
There's your pen, and
I can't
the
remember
results of this will be posted on social media. Please draw your best Poliwag. And oh, by the way, you have until the end of this song. This is pretty good, isn't it? That's pretty good. Why has it got ears?
I don't know, little arms.
Oh, okay.
Does Poliwag have like the tail?
Oh, I'm pretty impressed.
That's Poliwag.
That's not my A. That's. I'll give you that.
I'm going to give Poliwag a cute little smile.
That's pretty.
That's
good.
pretty good.
I'm pretty impressed. I'm pretty impressed with that. We'll post
that
the
is-
results of that on social media.
Yes.
But Chris, what would you say?
Yeah, that's. I'm pretty impressed.
Yeah, that is pretty good.
From this, can you tell that I failed GCSE art?
No, I can't.
No, but from blind memory as well. That
I mean,
That's
sure.
pretty good.
Okay, so he doesn't have the little arms, but you know, and the
But
tail's a bit
still.
big. But yeah,
That
we'll,
is-
we'll take it.
that's pretty good.
Are you actually impressed?
I'm well impressed.
Rating out of 10 for that.
10 out of 10.
Oh, I'm going to sign that one.
Oh my god! Wow, sell
There
that
you
on
go.
eBay.
ASMR champion.
Eventually, like one day, all this will be as a package and be like the first ever drawing that was done on the
Yeah,
Pika Pals podcast.
exactly.
Yeah. Your little audio snippet, someone will
Yeah.
buy as like an NFT.
Weeping
Where do you think that actually go?
I don't. Not sure. I have to look it up. Well, mate, tune into the episode.
Right.
I'll put it in. Okay, guys. So, you happy to stick around?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we are.
We're gonna have to make this a 2-parter, and we'll be back on next week's show in the space time of podcasting for us. It'll be like 30 seconds or something.
Yeah.
And we're going to be talking about the next episode of Pokemon in the anime series. But for now, thanks for joining me on this week's episode, and tune in next week.
Thanks, Jed, for having us.
Yeah. See you soon.
Edit. Okay, how's everyone doing? Did you make it through? It's okay. We're all here for each other. Thank you for listening, and big thank you to my guests on that show, Chris and Evie. I just want to say thank you very much for bearing with me, as it was the first time that I was using those microphones, and I kind of had some technical difficulties, and then I was worried I was going to lose the audio completely and it wasn't going to be usable. So, in being my first guests on the show, you were also the guinea pig guests. Didn't intend that to be the case, but you were, and you were great about it. We had so much fun, in fact, that Evie and Chris will return next week for part 2 of my conversation with the married couple. We chat about Pokemon. We even get on to the next episode in the anime series. For everyone that has supported the podcast so far, just want to continue to say how grateful I am, and that your feedback really does mean a lot and has helped my self-esteem in doing this project as a whole. I know when I went back to the first episode, I was just trying to get through that one, and it was more of a personal project to myself. If I could record that one episode and be comfortable with it, upload it, and leave it online, which was important for me, to not impulsively, wake up at 3 a.m. and delete it because I think it's not good enough, or I think that I sounded stupid, or I thought that somebody was going to laugh or take the mick. That I made it through episode 1, and people were really kind and supportive, that then I made it to episode 2 and episode 3, and I even got to the point where people wanted to be guests on the show, like Chris and Evie were, and I have more people lined up who want to be guests on the show. And the Pika Pals podcast has really started to catch momentum in a way that I could have never really imagined when I was recording that first episode, especially as it wasn't meant to go anywhere. It was just an episode for me to see if I could do it, to see if I could get through that challenge of self-doubt. And now it potentially looks like we could get to a point where some real special guests, like actual cast members from the Pokemon anime series, could potentially appear on future episodes. So that for me is, pretty hard to wrap my head around, but I thank you all for your support. I know I say it every week, but it really means a lot. Wrapping up the episode, what do I usually say? I've forgotten now. I've got myself in a muddle. Oh yeah, you can follow me on social media at Yeetamania. That's Yeetamania, like Hulkamania, but with Yeet. Maybe I shouldn't mention Hulkamania. Oh no, that's probably me demonetized and kicked off all platforms. But feel free to share your love of Pokemon, send any questions or suggestions for Dragonites, mailbag at yeetamania@gmail.com. I'll keep you updated with my collaboration with the Mind Mental Health charity. Still the early days of that at the moment, but it's picking up momentum, so I will update you as things develop. Do I need to say anything else? What else do I usually say? I usually take a shot at Taylor Swift or something. Oh yeah, like follow on Spotify and give me 5 stars, and maybe I can knock Taylor Swift off the top spot. And yada yada yada. Thanks for listening. Evie and Chris will be back next week because I had to make it into a 2-parter, and the laughs and fun continue. Thanks for tuning in, guys. You've been a real Pika Pal.